Hello, everybody, and welcome to Universal Universalist University.
Nope.
Unicorn.
Wow.
Candy corn.
We can't even get through the first video without
I don't even remember the name of the channel.
All right.
I'm getting confused.
Hello, class. Welcome to Universal University. I'm Professor Kraken, and I'm joined by my co-lecturer,
Doctoria, the greatest one. And welcome to the first section of philosophy for the special. I mean special in every sense of the word. Now, today, since Halloween's coming up, I figured we'd get a special lecture out of the way. And Kraken, have you seen the movie Saw before?
I've seen every Saw movie except the one where he goes to Mexico.
That's Breaking Bad, so that's not an issue.
No. The most recent Saw, he goes to Mexico, I'm pretty sure.
Really? I've only seen the first Saw, so that wouldn't.
Yeah, it's called like Saw Forever After or something.
Saw Forever.
Anyways, what is the point of today's class?
For the crime of invading Mexico during a tumultuous point in Mexican history, we have decided to humiliate the French one day a year when they tried to invade us that one time. Yeah, anyway, so the point of this is going to be I'm going to provide you with some philosophical questions, and then you're going to tell me how this person should get their just desserts with a saw trap.
Well, I love desserts around Halloween, pumpkin pie, and saw traps.
So that's actually related to my first one. You go to a party, you're Saw, by the way.
I'm John Jigsaw.
Yes, exactly, Mr. Jig. You were going to a party, you're jigging around, seeing, sawing, and then you're trying to wait, and then you're going to get some pumpkin pie. But unfortunately, while you were doing the seesaw jig, some other guy came by and ate the entire pie himself. Now, what saw trap are you going to design to make this guy wish he had never even knew what a gourd was?
Oh, geez. Okay, well, first of all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find him, I'm gonna sedate him, I'm gonna knock him out to make this next part easier. I'm gonna put his head inside a pumpkin, and then I'm going to spread a rumor around children that this pumpkin is like a giant piñata. I'm gonna give all the kids metal baseball bats, and I'm gonna say, crack him open, get what you can. And that's the pumpkin part of it. And then for the pie part, I'm gonna find his girlfriend, and then I'm gonna hit her in the face with a pie like a clown.
Oh, it's so true. And you know what's the best part of that saw trap? The way the guy can escape. He can totally win that one.
After like Saw 3 or whatever, it stopped being about whether or not you could escape. It was just killing people.
It's true.
What would you do? What would you do if somebody devoured your pie right before your eyes?
Well, actually, it's kind of within the same vein. I would go, first of all, I would sedate him, obviously. Then I would find his local heroin dealer who happens to have like a blanket. And I would tell him, I was like, dude, I just found this giant pumpkin in my backyard. I think it's the Great Pumpkin. I think he's here. And then this guy's going to be like, dude, I got a dog for this one. And then I get Snoopy, and then we do like a World War I rendition. And then,
what do you mean you get Snoopy? What?
The Great Pumpkin. And then I'm going to dress this guy up in a giant paper mache pumpkin. And I'm going to tell him that I'm going to get a bunch of children with baseball bats, and they're going to hit the side of the paper mache pumpkin. But if they burst the paper mache pumpkin, then it fills with pumpkin pie, and he dies in pumpkin pie filling.
That was my bit.
But he could escape. See, that's what you're missing. If he eats all the pie filling.
All right. Well, my thing dealt with his girlfriend too, so
yeah, fair enough.
Boyfriend. All right. What is the next setup?
All right, you, Mr. Jigging and sawing, you're sawing on your instrument, whatever that might be, in an orchestra setting, and you have this really mean conductor, J.K. Simmons, And J.K. Simmons is like, not my jigging tempo. And you...
not my spooky, scary tempo.
And then Jigsaw, he gets really mad. And he... What do you do? What do you do to give J.K. Simmons a soul?
Okay, I guess if he's just like really mad at me, I would, practice my instrument.
It would just be a normal musician.
And then I would fashion a punji stick trap right beneath his conducting stand, that when he like stands on it, he falls and he gets impaled and he dies. But like the saw trap that he can learn is like, just don't be a conductor anymore.
Me, I'm gonna lock him in a bathroom somewhere, and there's gonna be a trash can, right? In that trash can, there's gonna be a bunch of used batons, and those batons are gonna be...
And then he has to like, saw off his own leg. He has to saw off his own leg. I've seen this one.
Exactly. He has to reach through the batons to grab the key out, but when he finds the key, he's actually like, oh my god, this is just a note to meet a violist. I hate this. And then he dies. There's no way out.
Actually, I have a better one. He has to he comes to rehearsal and he's trapped underground in a pit, and all of the brass section empty their spit valves on top of him. And that's the whole trap.
Combine the two. Super sharp batons plus just it's full with like brass spit everywhere. And then the brass musicians are in the background like, no, it's not spit, it's just condensation, man. There's no way the spit gets through the spit valve.
All right. I have a question. I have a hypothetical question for you. So let's say you own the greatest house of the neighborhood, but one little kid comes along and he steals all the candy out of your bowl when you're, I don't know, taking a dump, and you put up the sign that says take one. What do you do to that little kid that took your entire bowl of candy? What do you do to that little fucker?
The first thing I do is call an orphanage, because he's about to not have any parents. To his parents.
You're gonna make his parents into a pumpkin pie and serve it to him.
I wasn't gonna do pumpkin pie. I was gonna do a Tootsie Roll, or no, a Tootsie Pop. It was like, in order for you to survive this trap, you have to see how many licks it'll take you to the middle of the Tootsie Pop. And he keeps licking, and then finally, when he gets to like the creamy, gooey center, he's like, "That's no Tootsie Roll. That's my dad."
Oh, great.
Genius.
I only have one note. I find the kid and I take back all my candy, and I'm like, oh, don't worry, I've got something better. And I hand him like a chocolate bar, and it's just a pack of shaving razors. And that's the saw trap.
Oh, that's genius.
All right, do you have one to wrap us up today? You,
Mr. Jigsaw, you're going into the DMV one day, and you come across this like old lady. You can't really tell how old she is. She's probably like 30 years old, but she looks like 60. And she's sitting at the desk, super thick glasses, kind of heavy set, And she's like, every time you try to mention anything, she kind of like shuts you down and is like, Sir, did you bring the required form, sir? You're like, no, your website was down. I couldn't do it. He's like, sir, you're gonna have to wait in line for another 300 years or something like that. What do you do to get back at this DMV lady?
So I find out which car she drives, and I do what the Irish like to call a hit and run. So I find her car and I drive into it with my car. And then I wait for her to come out, and I'm like, see, you should have given me a license and this wouldn't have happened. And then she calls the police and they tow her car away. And then the next time she tries to drive her car, it blows up the moment she turns on the ignition.
Oh, you're a genius. The Margaret Thatcher technique.
I am the best Jigsaw. What would you do for this horrible DMV employee?
Laxatives in the coffee. Imagine. I don't have to be nefarious. That's all I need. Think about it.
It actually just helps. It actually just helps her. She becomes like happy. She becomes a happy person. It solves the problems.
I'm actually not trying to give him justice. I'm just trying to make the process better.
She's like, I was constipated for all these years. Now I can finally have children. You know what? I'm glad that we ended on a high note. I'm glad we made the world a better place, like Jigsaw always wanted.
That's what he always said. He always said, when he was on the cross and Jigsaw, he was like he kissed him on the cheek and then betrayed him or whatever for like $2 or however the story goes. He was like, hey, that's what he told me. He said, make the world a better place. And that's why I'm here today, teaching you philosophy.
And that's why you should subscribe and leave a like, because we want to make the world a better place, and we can only do it with your support.
Yeah, just remember this, WWJD, what would Jigsaw do? Goodbye.
Bye-bye.